Will there be a moment of revelation, or are they going to continue to keep this black?
I believe that the real, the very real radioactive contamination from fallout is developing into a cover story, which may or may not allow the government to begin allowing outsiders into Area 51 to show everyone that it was simply a base, an artifact of Cold War spy operations, where while all the functional operations are moved northeast into Utah.
Okay.
This is my belief. In other words, there is a very good chance that Sean Morton will very soon be able to get off his hill, go down into Area 51, and be told nothing ever happened here.
I'm sure he'll
believe
look forward to
that. Case, but
You're already trying to say that, Victor.
Can you confirm the Bob Lazar story as basically accurate?
What is the Bob?
The Bob.
I have heard a number of.
All right, Victor, I have interviewed Bob Lazar. He basically contends that over a period of time, he worked on several craft at Area S4.
Yes.
And would you confirm that much?
I will not confirm that Robert Lazar worked on these craft, but I believe that his information is largely correct. Again, possibly scuttling back behind my anonymity, I don't want to specify too much of my own contact with the hardware.
Can you confirm that those craft were at one time there?
Yes, absolutely. There is no. Yes, I can confirm that.
Could you tell us where they might have moved those craft? I mean, not the other stuff like the X-33 and all the stuff they're moving to Utah, but the actual flying saucers.
The saucers themselves, I don't believe have been moved at this time. I believe they will be moved, and I cannot tell you how they will be moved. I have not made a study of all of the UFO lore, but I believe I was told that John Lear made a claim that that various government bases are connected by a vast series of underground tunnels.
That's right.
Which would allow for these saucers to be moved underground. Now, I have no knowledge of that. I have never seen evidence of these tunnels. I find it not hard to believe because I have seen what the beings have allowed humans to do with their technology, and I suppose that if it were part of their plan, they might make this possible, but I believe it's beyond the scope of human engineering to, for instance, connect Edwards Air Force Base to Tonopah or to Area 51. But I certainly believe, even if this is true and I am not aware of it, that there are no tunnels between Area 51, between F4 and the Utah sites, which is where the cover program is moving. The Michael Air Force Base and the Utah White Sands.
So then, the Popular Mechanics story is in disinformation.
Popular Mechanics.
Yeah, Popular Mechanics is running a story saying that Area 51 is moving, and what you just said seems to indicate that you believe that to simply be a cover.
I'm sorry, cover. Yes, the Groom Dry Lake operation is more or less what the government has. Well, for a long time they did not say it was anything, but what the government would like you to believe it is. It is a testing ground for super secret aircraft. The S4 site, Papoose Lake, is the site of the truly black program. Now, the Groom Dry Lake activities are unquestionably moving to Michael's Air Force Base and White Sands. Now, the saucers, as I say, I don't believe they have moved yet, and if the 51 is to be continued in its current form, then they will somehow be listed or dug to these new locations.
All right. There are, Victor, a lot of people who have seen these craft flying in and around S4 and Groom Lake.
Yes.
And you think the craft are still below ground at S4?
I believe they are, but I don't believe that anyone has actually seen one since at the latest early 1992,
so in other words,
late 1991.
You believe they have stopped flying then?
I believe so. I believe any sighting, because this is the thing about the aerial sightings. That, half of them, more than half of them, are wishful thinking, and I believe that the frenzy surrounding Area 51, causes people to see things that are not there.
As I told you earlier, Art, we didn't see anything out there from the summer of 1993 on.
I missed that.
All right. This may seem a silly question for you, Victor, but I want to ask it. For however long you were in these areas,
yes.
Were you fed? Did they give you meals?
Actually, I have an interesting story about meals, but as a matter of fact, I can't tell you. That would be another case of me identifying myself. All I will say about meals is that at S4 level 3 and 4 have no cafeteria facilities, and the personnel who work on those levels do not come up to feed. It sounds ridiculous, but there is a dumbwaiter system which has a somewhat amusing visual. Acts as a somewhat amusing visual metaphor for the transportation of the saucers to the surface, and the plates are coming down these dumbwaiters into the security office as these saucers are being elevated to the surface, and I've often found this to be obscurely amusing.
Would you describe this alien as a prisoner or a guest?
Well, I think you can derive my feeling about it from my earlier statements, but I'll say it again. I believe that the government, by turns, likes to pride itself on these creatures being their prisoners, or congratulate themselves on being these creatures' hosts. But in fact, I believe that the creatures are performing their own
function.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, Victor. We are at the bottom of the hour, and if you wish to stay, we'd love to have you.
Are we going away for several minutes?
Several minutes, yes.
Well, possibly I'll stay a little longer, but I must go.
Good, you're doing very well. I understand. We'll try and...
Well, my feeling is that this is perhaps my last public statement. So,
I understand, so we should make it a good one. Stay right there. My guests, Victor and Sean David Morton. I'm Art Bell.
Toll-free, west of the Rockies at 1-800-618-8255. 1-800-618-8255. East of the Rockies at 1-800-825-5033. 1-800-825-5033. This is the CBC Radio Network.
My guests are Victor, who brought or caused to be brought a digital form of video, or video in a digital form, out of Area 51, later translated to analog and on VHS. That interrogation or interview of an